All right, Throne of Anubis, the other Clash map. Same principle. I'm going to go over the 3 points. I'm going to go over C, B, and A. I'm not going to worry about D and E because, again, we're going to cover attacking and where you want to be for both. So, a real quick rundown. Kiri, Juno, Lucio. Okay, your mobile supports here. Your less mobile supports here, right? Yes, this is far away. Yes, this is relatively dangerous to be this far away. But if you look, if you want to try it out, play Kiri here and toss another support player, any character here, right? And see if Kiri can TP. And the answer is going to be so long as she pushes here, she can TP in for free. It's a really easy TP. There's no problem. Okay, so reason being for this support position is the only flanks are 1 and 2. That's it. And then you can even deny someone going for the health pack. I did want to show that part as well, actually, while I'm thinking about it. So with Ana specifically, I suppose you could do this with BAP right click as well, but with Ana specifically for that position, she can deny that health pack. So right there, that's a ledge, right? So if their tank or someone tries to drop, you just hit that ledge. If I can hit it. Right, you just hit the ledge. And what that does is that purples them and denies the health pack right there. I mean, if you wanted to get, like, as they're dropping or as they're rotating, you can also just obviously just throw it there, but just an idea. So like here, so we can give a perspective check. You can see the whole thing, right? And if you're hugging this right wall, anybody that pushes up on you is just a quick flick away, right? So I wouldn't worry too much about that. You can push here. If your tank pushes up, you rotate over. And the middle part here still hides you from that flank. So I would recommend not scoping in if you're worried about getting pressured. If you're not worried about getting pressured, scope away. Because you can still see, if you look at the top right corner, you can still see someone coming in, right? It's peripheral for sure, but you can still see someone coming in. So the reason I don't pick Ana for this spot is because if Ana falls, she can't get him. If you fall from that spot, you're done. That's it. You gotta come all the way around, and that's what, 4 seconds, 5 seconds of no support. On top of that, the other reason is if they jump you, you got nowhere to go. You drop to your team and you use this hard cover, sure. But I mean, you don't want to have to be peeled for as much as you can help, of course. But I would not play on it here. I'm gonna go switch. Okay, so we've got the 2 support places now. Let me point out where. Whoa, hello. I always forget he's there. Next, tank, you want to play here. And your supports, they're going to be able to see you really easily. If you play right side, your supports can still see you. If you play left side, not so much. So you want to play this right side here. And if you push up, again, you're down to only 1 support. If you're on this side, still, you've got a support here, right? But I don't know. So you've got this right side. I would not play this left side. Play this right side. And this obviously is mirrored for if you're attacking, right? So just right side and forward. You are going to have to keep an eye out if you start getting pestered here. You're going to have to ping your other support there to help you out for DPS. Okay, so really simple. Same thing. Mobile support here. Non-mobile support here. And now if the enemy team is set up the same way that you are, DPS, I want you to not help the tank so much. DPS, I want you to go for this support right here. I want you to go for the support on this side because it's going to put so much pressure on a fight further away. If you get 1 DPS and 1 support, or 2 DPS, right? You are pulling 3 people from that fight as 2 people. Supports, if you're playing here, just peek out and try and play both. If you can't play both, your tank is a priority. Okay. All right, next point. Okay, we're coming around. We play stairs. Absolutely every time we play stairs, right? So here's where things get fun. Orisa, Ram, characters that can poke, Sigma, right? They can play really good poke. You want to play here until the point activates. You don't leave this area until the point activates. And then when you drop, you walk here. Okay? And I'll show why here in a second. You're going to have 1 DPS and support here. A support here. Okay? And a DPS playing here. Now, the reasoning. If you play here, that support's going to have to stick their neck up for you. And if they're playing a one-shot hero like Widow, Damage Boosted, Hanzo, etc., that's not going to look good for you, right? You don't want to play off point as the tank, right? And that leaves, you can use this well for cover, but that's about all you're going to get, right? But again, while I do that, when your support's going to play further back, right? So if my Ram is there, I can come all the way back to here. If he plays that Pong 3, I can come all the way back to here, almost entirely back, and still see my Ram with ease. And that's any hero. Baptiste, Lifeweaver, Ana. I keep mentioning those because I prefer those. But the idea here is you want to be able to see your tank, right? With that being said, your other DPS can also see the flanks, as can the support. With the DPS, you want to play a mobile DPS here, right? You want to play a mobile DPS here, and more of a long-range DPS there, like Soldier, Ashe, not Kree. Kree's fall off is too high. Echo would be okay on both places, but you want somebody there that's got more range, and here that's got more mobility, because you want to be able to just come right back up, right? You want to go over here, contest the flank. If tank needs to turn around or can, great, but you don't want to fight here. You want to fight here, right? Because this still denies the whole area without giving up support. Because now if you get pressured and he's got a support, right, if it's a support DPS, you've got a DPS shooting the same target. And then if you push forward with your tank and you bring the tank into it if possible, you've got everything, right? So start here, stage here, contest here, and if that person has people pushing them, it's really easy to walk here, right? So, tank you play as front corner, or here, right, because you want to be able to see, but anywhere over here is good, because it allows your supports to see. 1 DPS here for peel. Support here for cover. You can always peek out, right? You can always drop and walk, right? But let's say you're a support and you're playing here. Let's not do that. Okay, so we've got point C and then B and D done. On the opposite sides, the only change would be here to push here. And then your tank pushes here with hopefully a contest on the support there. Okay. That would be the only difference for attacking that point versus defending. But again, defense wins games. If we end up being the attackers, right? Same thing. The only difference is tank plays here, so he doesn't get punished as hard. You play this area with a DPS and a support here. DPS coming up. A support playing here, preferably a mobile one. You can play support here, but if they're playing the same positions, you're just going to get pummeled, right? So just something to watch out for. And if they do have a DPS on that high ground, playing here is not going to work either. So my suggestion is have tank play on the other side. 1 support here, maybe a support here, but I would do a support and a DPS pressuring that high ground, and a support here. Okay? Alright, so that's 2 points. Let's go to the last point. First one is here. Okay, again, this is for your less mobile heroes. If you want to play a mobile hero, you can, because then you can push and fall back as needed. Your tank is going to play pillar. And if you guys are winning and you are just snowballing the fuck out of them and they start staggering, tank here is dangerous, right? Because you're cutting off LOS from a support for the most part. I would rather see you just stick to pillar. Or if you absolutely have to play, push all the way the fuck up and hug this corner tight, because still you've got one support that's barely going to be able to see you. And the other support should be over here with that health pack. I would not push up here. I would just play point. And you can play here. This is better for that support. And that support can play further back and safer, sure. So if you have to push up, and push up here. But if you're not playing a mobile tank, you got to go up in front of their spawn to rotate. Right? It's just not a good look. I would rather see the tank play here. Plus we get faster time. Right? DPS, you guys are going to mostly play wherever. Okay? If you want to get stupid aggro as a support, you play here. Kiri Lucio, right? Because then you have your out to your DPS, right? Or your tank. And then you just drop down and walk out, right? So if you're playing stupid aggro, you're snowballing, cool. Otherwise, you just want to play here, which really forces tank to just play that front half, which is where he should be playing. If he starts getting pummeled and he starts falling back, you, in my opinion, are going to want to start walking. If you get pressured, just walk under point and have tank drop as well. Okay, so you've got one support, tank, super aggro support, or a hangback support. Okay, DPS, you're going to be doing whatever. I would rather see one DPS here, right? A cheeky DPS here, or a cheeky DPS here, and then another DPS here. Again, establishing that crossfire. It's very, very, very similar to the other map, Hanaoka, because of the crossfire and the setup. But I mean, you're safe here. You can 1v1 that DPS, come and rotate, and then jump to your team if you need, right? Or you can win the 1v1, poke out for support, and you're fine, right? Especially if you're playing on a bat there. All your Ana's gonna have to do is just a little bitty movement. You're fine. So, preferably DPS here and here. The other reason is spawn's right there. Okay. So I would rather see you play here and crossfire whoever comes in and block the spawn from your support. There is a health pack back here, right? That your support can fall back to if needed. But I would hope that that doesn't happen. So, support, aggro support, safe support, tank, DPS, and DPS.